How's it going, everyone? February continues to deliver another week that is stacked with some compelling new game releases. A lot of stuff to be excited for. Want to avoid the new PlayStation VR releases. I get that a lot of people are excited about it, but if a game is VR exclusive, that's the imperative word there, VR exclusive, don't want to get into it. If you guys are picking up VR, you already know at this point whether or not you're getting it. Some people have just been priced out of it. I get it. Seems like it's being received really well. I'll probably check it out sometime down the line, but right now, too much on my plate to give VR too much of a look. But there's a lot of exciting non-VR titles coming out as well, so let's get right into it and let's start things off with arguably the biggest game release of the week. This has been looked forward to for quite a while, and that is Atomic Heart, coming from Mundfish and being published by Focus Entertainment. This is a game that has been in development for quite a while, saw a couple delays, but now it's finally gonna be dropping. The game notes, in a mad and sublime utopian world, take part in explosive encounters, adapt your fighting style to each opponent, use your environment, and upgrade your equipment to fulfill your mission. If you want to reach the truth, you'll have to pay in blood. Now, on the surface, this looks like a single-player first-person shooter that might be a little bit shorter in length, but that's not actually the case. There's quite a bit of exploration to be had in the game, and if you want to do everything, it's a sizable undertaking. Like, you're talking a 25 to 30-hour game here with replayability on top of that, so that has me pretty exciting in terms of what content we can see. Obviously, visually, the game looks really good, and interestingly enough, the game will have one mode as far as performance goes, and it is targeting 60 frames per second, and a lot of the times the game is going to be running at 4K native. Sometimes the resolution will drop a little bit, but it seems like they put a lot of work in optimizing this game to the best of their ability on next generation platforms. It will also be released on PlayStation 4 as well. Obviously, when you look at the game, super over the top, super visceral, a lot of weapons, a lot of abilities to take into battle, and it's going to be a game that I think a lot of people are going to be surprised by. We'll see how it ultimately turns out. You know, I am a little bit skeptical based on how many times this game has been delayed and how long the development cycle has been, but man, based on the gameplay I'm seeing, I love the thematics to the game. The setting looks interesting, the narrative looks compelling. We'll see how it turns out. Atomic Heart does drop on February 21st, and by the way, on PC and Xbox, it will be available directly on Xbox Game Pass if you do want to check it out that way. Alright, next up, kind of an interesting one, Like a Dragon Ishin. Now, its official release will be happening on Tuesday, February 21st, same day as Atomic Heart. However, if you do want to play the game right now, you can do so. They got that gimmick going on of buying the Digital Deluxe Edition, and that gets you early access. My oh my, how I hate this trend in gaming so much. It's a single-player game. Like, they could release the game at the same time for everyone. Hogwarts Legacy did it, and I just think it's gonna be a more regular thing that we're just gonna see in gaming in general, especially with how effective it's been. I mean, Hogwarts Legacy, they definitely made a ton of extra revenue based on that little release gimmick that they got going on with these special editions. Nevertheless, Like a Dragon Ishin is an RGG title, so I'm expecting something really good here. The reviews are already out, and they're looking fairly good. Mind you, this is a remake of a game that came out in Japan on the PlayStation 3, never made it stateside, but now it is arriving here. 1860s Kyo is plagued by widespread inequality, and one samurai will change the course of history in his search for justice. Take up the sword of Sakamoto Ryoma and venture to Kyoto to find your father's killer. Clear yourself of a framed murder and restore your honor. In doing so, you'll bring an end to the samurai era and forever change the future of Japan. Draw your blade, load your revolver, and join the revolution in this heated historical adventure that only the creators of Yakuza Like a Dragon could produce. Obviously, when you talk about RGG, one of the most consistent game studios on the planet, every time they drop a game, it seems like varying degrees of excellence always arrives with it, and I expect no different with Like a Dragon Ishin. Again, official release Tuesday, February 21st. Next up, here is a dark RPG that is going a little under the radar. I think you should have it on your radar if you are a fan of darker fantasy tactical games. Redemption Reapers. Descending suddenly onto the world, the macabre Mort armies destroy nation after nation, leaving humanity decimated in their wake. Among the forces resisting the Mort is a small band of mercenaries known as the Ashen Hawk Brigade. Now, this is a game done by the same developers of Ender Lilies Quietus of Night. Totally different game, but you've also got a star-studded cast working on the game as well. So I'm expecting a surprising title here that a lot of people are going to be interested in by the time it is ready to be released. Redemption Reapers is a dark fantasy simulation game set in a medieval world. Be immersed in the tale of a desperate struggle between the Ishin Hawk Brigade and the terrifying Mort legions. With despair looming as the menacing Mort horde marches ever closer, help your small resistance defeat the enemy masses by bringing together a rich variety of character builds and a meticulous strategy. Experience the exhilaration as you rise up to overcome the odds and achieve victory. Conquer fierce battles with tactical expertise, get to know a small but elite force of 5, and figure out how to best utilize each member's unique skills. Carefully manage limited resources, including weapons and recovery items, with an eye on the demands of impending battles. Redemption Reapers is due out on February 22nd. Next up, major JRPG here. We have the follow-up to Octopath Traveler and Octopath Traveler 2. However, you can jump right into this game. Don't worry about not playing the first one, because this is the first time that Octopath Traveler will be headed to PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. The story takes place in Celestia, a land comprising an eastern and western continent divided by the sea. It is a bustling era wherein large vessels navigate busy sea routes, and the power of steam gives birth to new technology. Some people thrill to glamorous stars of the stage and industry, while others are brought to tears by war, plague, and poverty. In this faraway realm, 8 travelers hailing from different regions venture forth for their own reasons. Step into their shoes and explore the land as you see fit, using their unique talents to aid you along your journey. Octopath Traveler 2's reviews also dropped, and they're looking rather good. A lot of the same from Octopath Traveler 1 as far as fundamental gameplay aspects, but that's not necessarily a bad thing given that Octopath Traveler 1 was so well received, and now you're seeing the game released for the first time on PS4 and PS5. That's incredibly exciting, and obviously, if you're a fan of the art style, that HD 2D style is something that'll be up the alley of a lot of you guys, and I think you'll really be able to appreciate that. If you like a traditional JRPG, I think this is going to be one that you really enjoyed. Even though it never dropped on PlayStation, I imagine a lot of you at least were familiar with the original Octopath Traveler, and based on that game's visual style, you were like, hey, maybe that's something you'd play. Well, now, if PlayStation's your primary gaming platform, you'll be able to check out Octopath Traveler 2 come Friday, February 24th. Lastly, I do want to go over 2 games that are getting PS5 upgrades. These are VR titles, but they're completely playable without VR. First of all, we have Tetris Effect Connected. On top of its PS5 upgrade, it will be getting a free update that is adding some new content to the game. We talked about it earlier, but this is actually a fairly sizable update for Tetris Effect that is going to extend the game quite a bit, so that is really exciting. If you're unfamiliar with Tetris Effect, it takes the classic Tetris gameplay and then also adds a layer of presentation that makes it so much more immersive, and it is just a fantastic experience from presentation, soundtrack. It really nails those elements. The new modes are as follows: Classic Store Attack, a single player version, is now available in Effect mode. Zone Marathon, a version of Marathon mode with the zone mechanic. Purify mode, Endless, is now an option in Purify mode, and Master mode, Endless, is now an option in Master mode as well. Obviously, it will also be getting an upgrade, but it should be noted this is a paid upgrade if you do want to get the PS5 version. It's PSVR 2 as well, $9.99 for that upgrade. Speaking of which, Rez Infinite will also be getting a PS5 upgrade, so this is another one that is a paid upgrade, so a little bit of a bummer there, but it will be on PS5 and PSVR 2, a $9.99 upgrade for existing owners. Rez Infinite is a game that was already really well received, and with the PS5 version, it is going to be seeing a lot of improvements. HDR Res, and you'll be able to transfer your save data, enhance the haptic feedback as well, and then of course, if you do want to take it out to VR, that is an option as well. Maxed out razor sharp 4K resolution, silky smooth 60 frames per second motion, and full 5.1 and 7.1 surround sound support on PS5, which is one of the greatest soundtracks gaming has ever made. At least that is what's noted. The ultimate package of Rez Infinite, so this will be released on February 22nd, same day as Rez Infinite, to coincide with the release of VR2. And that is going to do it for me. Again, a hefty week of new game release from Atomic Heart, Like a Dragon Ishin, Redemption Reapers, Octopath Traveler 2, Tetris Effect, and Rez Infinite. A lot to really sink your teeth into, and a lot of exciting games dropping later this week. That'll do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.